Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's section of reads. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. This should be on the YouTube channel James 13 Wicca in case you're seeing it somewhere else. The dice and decks I'm using are listed below. Of course, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. And without further ado, let's get into your selection. Hello, Leo. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Leo? What are we dealing with? It's ending with the High Priestess. We have an update card on that? The Fool. Alright. Is somebody, like, getting on your nerves or something? What is going on here? Great question. Alright, so there's somebody who... This person... I keep getting the Gaia's Garden. It's a person that you're not happy with. And it just feels like maybe that wasn't always the case, but currently this energy is like, I'm looking back and I'm like, you know what? I don't know if that energy ever did work for me. It just seemed like it was better in the past. I keep looking back where it's like, you know, I felt like that was fine and I felt like we did well, but the way it's currently going, I'm just like, maybe that never was good. Maybe it just, I wasn't questioning things I should have questioned, and it just seemed like it was better than it actually was. And there's this energy of where maybe I need to look a little closer to understand what's really going on here, or maybe I need to step away and just see what this energy does on its own. I feel like I want to know the truth. What's really going on with this situation? And you've got like 3 pages, which is really shocking in my opinion to see for Leo, because Leo's a very active, very vocal energy, and typically Leos don't do that. they don't usually pull back, but I feel like something's really annoying me. And I got Page of Swords, Page of Pentacles, and Page of Fire, which is Wands. I'm pulling my energy back because I want to know what's really going on here. Now, this might not be that you're just sitting there and listening. It may not be that. It may be where you're just dismissing yourself from certain situations just to see what this other person actually does with it. It won't get so bad that you can't fix it anyway, but you're like, I'm just going to step out of it just to see what they do. The fact that you have 3 pages coming in, that's really kind of blowing me away. Because it's like I'm trying to understand what's really going on here. And you do have the 7 of Swords. It's kind of like, I'm just going to step back. I'm just going to step back and I'm going to do something else and I'm going to see what they do. Because I don't really trust this energy. But before I get too active in what I'm going to do next, I want to see what it does on its own. I want to make sure that I'm making the right decision. Because in the past, it's kind of like, I'm not really sure what was going on, but it didn't seem this bad until like now I'm looking back and I'm like, maybe it's never been that good. Maybe I never should have been putting up with this. Maybe I've been allowing something and just not questioning something and just not looking closer, because Leos tend to be very busy. And you're like, I was just going along doing what I need to be doing. I wasn't realizing what this was going on over there and that was going on over there. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, wait a minute. Let me step back and see what they do. You're making a big decision here. You have the Sisters of the Seasons coming in, and you're like, before I make this big decision, I need to see more about what's really going on. And it may not be just this one person. I want to see who else is helping them. Who else is going along with their shenanigans? Is it really that bad? And if so, who else is going along with it? Who else is playing this game with this? I want to see it all for what it actually is. I want to see the big picture, the Ego King. I want to see the whole thing for what it actually is. I don't want to be playing this game again. I want to solve it now. I want to solve it now and see what it really is. And I don't trust these people to tell me the truth. I can ask all my questions. They're just going to try to find what I want to hear. And I don't want that. I want to see what's really going on here. I don't want them to tell me a story. I'm not interested in this story. If I want a story, I got Netflix. Thank you very much. Or Audible, or whatever you got. The energy is pulling back a little bit. It's kind of like, I need the truth. And when you do step back, it starts showing what it really is. I don't think they're even really hiding it. They don't think you're watching. And when you step back and do other things and you are watching, you're seeing the truth come right out, what's really going on here. How long are you going to put up with that for? Usually Leo doesn't put up with it for very long, but you're not moving on it. I feel like I don't know. There's a reason you're stepping back, and you're maybe you're involved in other things, and you're like this energy that you're using to distract yourself. You're just getting more immersed in that, and then you're just watching, and you're getting more immersed in this other stuff. Leo is usually quite vocal. Usually, kind of when you have something to say, you say it. I don't see you responding or telling people what you're thinking. I don't know. So you might be physically keeping yourself at a distance here, and you might be giving it a nice amount of time before you step in, because you're like, I want all the secrets to come to the surface. To come to the surface. Excuse me. You want the truth, and you're not going to settle for less. That's for sure. Is there something I'm missing with this? People are going back into their routines, and you're finding out this is what they've been doing the whole time. That's another piece of this. This might be one of those things where I feel like I might just kind of like just leave it for a while. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to let you all get real deep with that, and then I'm not going to fix it. It might be one of those things, because it's stepping back kind of like, I don't have to fix this if I don't want to. That might be one of the reasons you're letting this go for a little bit longer, because it might really be burning your biscuits there, and you'll be like, you know what? I'll let them think I'm going to come in there and fix it, and I'll see how long that goes, and I just won't fix it. And then we'll see what happens. Then we'll see what happens. You're not impressed with the situation. I can already see that with the 3 of Swords, 7 of Swords going on here. It's not really, I don't feel like you're liking it. You're waiting to give it a chance for like these people to like really learn their lesson. Kind of like, okay, you think you're going to play with Leo. Well, I'm going to teach you real quick where that's not going to work. You might exit the situation. This situation really is pushing your buttons, is what I'm getting. You got the 5 of Cups. The more you see, the less you like it. You got a couple options to go here. For whatever reason, you may feel like, you know what, I just got to step out of it, and I just got to let them fix their own problem. You might literally just walk away from it. I don't know. I keep getting that. Like, it might make you so upset that you just literally walk away from it. One of those things where, like, if I start going off about this, it's going to get real bad. I don't want that to happen, because that's not going to go good for me or anybody else. It might be one of those things where, yeah, if I start going off, this could be a real problem for me down the road, and I don't think I want that. Or you got another option. Okay, I'm going to try to take this carefully. Because you're a fire sign. Leo's a fire sign. 8 of Swords reversed. Not feeling trapped in this situation. And not physically doing anything, but giving it vocal. So this is... I'm getting the 8 of Swords reversed, and the Temperance reversed is physically not doing anything, but giving people a heads up about why I'm not fixing it. Putting those boundaries down with the Metal King... A lot of boundaries, but getting right to the point. No frills. No frills. Just like, you did this, you fix that. You did this, you fix that. I didn't have a lot of other things going on. I didn't have anything to do with this. I will not be fixing that. Very short, sweet, to the point. Maybe not sweet. Maybe not sweet. Maybe not sweet. Very short and to the point. The boundaries card here with the Metal King is telling me I'm not talking about it any more than I have to, and I'm physically not doing anything. I'm not fixing it. You did that? Okay, you fixed that. That's it. I have these responsibilities, got to go to my responsibilities, and literally just leaving. Maybe not completely disconnecting, but kind of like I got myself. You did that, you fix it. The Emperor can be very controlled at sometimes, especially I would say strategic. And it just feels like the way I don't know if I'm saying it too simply or if I'm saying it wrong. You're in control of that situation over there. I see it's a mess. Clean it up. I got other things to do. I'll be back here to help pick you up after you're done. And I almost feel like I'm making people dependent on other people so that they can drive each other crazy. I'm not saying you have to do anything, but I feel like I'm getting other people to get on other people, let them hash it out amongst themselves, and I'm not willing to do it. I'm not picking up that mess. That's not something I did. Nope. But I keep pulling myself out of the situation so I don't have time to talk about it too much because I feel like I am aggravated and I don't want the anger to come out, so I'm not giving myself enough time to really address it too long. Right to the point. Not sweet. I don't think it's going to be sweet, but just right to the point, moving on. How do we get to this? Other people will step in to sort it out. That seems okay. If this is how this goes and you're like, I'm not fixing that, I didn't do that, and I'm not giving the situation enough time for me to really talk about what I'm unhappy with, it does create a real odd change because there's somebody who comes in here and scrutinizes situations and really, it's almost like somebody walking through what other people have to do. Like, it's almost like it's micromanaged with people having to clean up their own mess because it's not really happening. So somebody else steps in and micromanages it, is micromanaging the people who need to clean up their own mess. Not you. You don't need that. You handle your own stuff. But it's almost like the punishment for it. Like the punishment for people playing the games they did, they end up getting micromanaged is what I keep getting with these two cards together. But it does solve it. And I also feel like, it also kind of gets you away from the situation, and it does seem to make the situation work the way it's supposed to without it having to be something that you have to deal with. You have other things you'd rather do anyway. Is this the High Priestess? What is that? The High Priestess, to me, is a balance of the good and bad. She takes the honesty of the situation. This isn't so good. This is good. We're going to marry it together, and it's going to work because we're going to use both sides of it to get it done. And then there's that energy where you're just kind of stepping away from it and letting them deal with what they have to deal with. This energy, this micromanaging energy, I don't see it being a problem for you, but I do feel like I like it because it's being a problem for the people that deserve it. This is interesting that this card came in at the end. I don't feel like it's romance. I just feel like it's a good partnership because I feel like that energy is difficult for the people who deserve it and not for you. And all it takes on your end is to let it happen for those people and let it stay centered on those people. I feel like this energy is smart enough to know that you can't micromanage Leo. Not if you expect to like your life anyway. So I don't think they're going to do that to you. But I do feel like letting it happen to other people who deserve it. I don't feel like, yeah, they can fight their own battles. I guess that's how that's going to go. They wanted to play games, enjoy the game. Good for them. Hopefully this reading is putting you in a position to where you can manage the situation, get through to the other side of it, and it not drive you completely crazy. And also be in a place where you're like, you know what, that's how it's working out for them. They deserved it. I'm not going to step in and help them. They deserve what they got. I almost feel like that's what this is about, letting people get what they deserve. I almost feel like that's what it is. Instead of Leo going in there and saving the day, it's Leo stepping back and saying, no, you guys get what you deserve. You want to play games, win those prizes, and have fun with that. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.